Look up and imagine a shadow the size of a bus gliding between towers of cloud. Not a cartoon, a thought experiment grounded in real physics and real biology. If the planet bent a few rules in our favor, could a whale ever leave the sea and take the air? Start with the one sentence that decides everything. Flight is lift versus weight, and heat versus time. If we can give a giant enough lift at a safe speed, and a way to dump heat fast enough, then the door to the sky even cracks open. If we can't, it slams shut. So what would the world have to do for us? Air would need to thicken. A little. Not soup, just a denser, moister atmosphere that grips wings more tightly so stall speeds fall. Weather would need to build stronger, wider thermals, columns of rising air you can ride like invisible elevators. Gravity could stay the same, or ease just a hair. With those three tweaks, denser air, better thermals, and maybe a tiny gravity discount, the sky starts to look like a light ocean, full of rivers and highways no engine ever has to pay for. Now build the animal. Shrink mass to the edge of giant but flyable. Think smaller whale, somewhere between a sea lion and a humpback calf, not a blue whale. Spread the pectoral fins into long, high-aspect wings with a flexible leading edge, more albatross than hummingbird, built to ride wind for hours without flapping. Carve a deep keel into the chest to anchor flight muscles. Keep bones light but tough. Seal them with cross-bracing. Rotate the fluke into a vertical rudder and stabilizer. Add wingtip devices, natural winglets, to cut wasted vortices off the tips. Lungs and air sacs become the advantage. Real whales already carry vast oxygen stores and flexible rib cages. In the sky, they trade depth dives for altitude glides. Big partitioned lungs with air sacs stretched along the body act like internal balloons. Oxygen storage, buoyancy tweaking, and heat exchange all in one. The blowhole becomes a humidifier condenser, reclaiming water from exhaled air so the flyer doesn't dry out in an hour. Every breath is a savings plan. Energy? Nobody flies for free. A sky whale would feed like a sailplane pilot eats lift, harvesting swarms. The real world offers more than you think. Wind-lofted insects over forests, spore clouds over fields, tiny crustaceans rocketed skyward in sea spray, even bacteria and pollen concentrated along storm fronts. Where ocean currents make krill blooms, weather makes aerial plankton blooms. In the right season, the entire sky turns into a slow buffet line. Heat is the hidden wall. Big bodies overheat in air, especially when the sun hits hard. Our design adds living radiators, vascular panels along the sides and under the wings that flare in heat, fold in cold, and glow faintly with blood flow. Think elephant ears for the sky. Surface area goes up, core mass trims down, and heat can finally leave as fast as muscles make it. How does a sky whale actually fly? Launch. From ridgelines or coastal cliffs, exactly the way albatrosses do. Step, drop, turn, and hook the wind. Climb. Ride thermals, circling the rising columns without wasting a single wing beat. Cruise. Dynamic soaring, slaloming between layers of wind to harvest energy from shear the way a surfer harvests speed from a breaking wave. Turn. Slow, banked arcs with the rudder fluke trimming the tail. Land. Splashdowns back to sea to drink, rest, and rehydrate, or settle onto massive wind-carved plateaus when the weather allows. Migration draws new maps. No more coastlines to trace, just pressure lines in the sky. Mothers drift on easy thermals, calves tucked into warm, slow spirals below. Storm season becomes nursery season, warm updrafts, gentle lift, and an endless ceiling of soft cloud. Would they sing? Almost certainly, just different. Sound carries farther and faster in water than in air, but sky acoustics still love low notes. Between cloud layers, low-frequency calls would bounce and bend into long-distance messages, a highway map sung to the horizon. Whale song becomes sky song, wider, breathier, still beautiful. What about predators? The physics that helps a whale helps the hunter. In a denser atmosphere, giant gliders evolve too, raptor analogs with long wings and slow stoops. But size cuts both ways. A sky whale's mass, when trimmed for flight, still dwarfs a predator by an order of magnitude. The threat is less ambush and more weather and heat. Lightning, icing, dry downslope winds, the sort of hazards human glider pilots treat as second religion, become the sky whale's hard lessons too. Humans complicate the story. Tall buildings redirect winds into traps. Air traffic creates invisible corridors. If our flyer exists, we must make new rules. Sky sanctuaries, migration forecasts, warning beacons over thermal hotspots. It's not science fiction. Bird radar networks already track migratory waves. We just scale the system up and aim it at giants. Ecosystems change with it. Sky whales spread nutrients. Their droppings, rich with nitrogen and trace elements, seed cloud forests and mountain soils. Above the ocean, their nutrient rain sparks plankton pulses that climb the food chain. Pollination? Not likely. But spore dispersal? Very likely. They become gardeners of the air and the ridge. Here's the twist, the part everyone forgets when they picture monsters in the sky. Even with denser air and stronger thermals, flight punishes mass brutally. Past a surprisingly modest threshold, the cost of carrying heat you can't dump outruns the benefit of wings you can't flap. The happy middle of giant but flyable is not blue whale big. It is small whale big. If the planet helps, our whales fly. But they fly as sleek, trimmed versions of themselves, not as floating islands. Does that ruin the dream? Not at all. It makes it believable. It gives the sky ocean rules, just like the sea. It writes the edges into the world so life can draw within them. Now, name the trade-offs that make the story honest. They drink water in the sea, but live by air. Result, frequent splashdown cycles and a body built to shed seawater quickly to keep wing membranes light. They climb slowly and descend gracefully. Result, they migrate like sailplanes, never in a hurry, always at the edge where wind gives what gravity takes away. They raise calves in periods of fat thermals and warm, moist air. Result, birth windows that align with storm seasons and monsoon belts, not with tides. When weather collapses, they wait. On sea, on rock, on the shoulders of a mountain. Could whales fly? Under the right sky? Yes. Give them a denser breath, a richer ladder of thermals, a lighter frame with radiators, and a buffet of aerial plankton, and the physics says this might work. Under the wrong sky, no. Heat wins, water loss wins. Gravity keeps the crown. But the point of a good what if isn't only to trade fantasy for numbers. It's to learn the rule behind the wonder. Form follows physics. Behavior follows maps. Life rides the fluid it's given, water or air. So, your verdict. Fly or sink. Type fly if you think the sky-ocean works. Sink if gravity keeps them home. And if this trip into a science-grounded world lit you up, hit like and subscribe for more. Because next time, we'll bend a different rule and build a planet where predators walk on land with fins or forests glow at night, and we'll show you exactly what the math demands. Until then, look up. The sky has highways, if you know how to see them.